I'm playing What Remains of Edith Finch, or Edith Finch. I don't know how far I've been to it. I haven't beat it. I'm sorry, I'm a bit sick, so I may cough and stuff like that. I'll try to mute it if I am gonna have a coughing fit. But I'm just playing, wasting some time until Rage 2 comes out to unlocks to play. So here I'm just at the menu. You can kind of see the progress I've made in this game. It's a very interesting game. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, anyways, let's continue. So I just got up into this treehouse thing, I guess. So
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
I guess I have to hold down the trigger. Say it, Chew. Is that it?
I was four when Milton disappeared.
Milton just kind of disappeared, I guess. Okay. Anything else in here? Kind of reminds me of the Red Keep from Game of Thrones. Shit, is my mic keeping on? Fuck. Alright.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Yeah. Alright. I guess I have to go back out the window.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Whatever she found in the house. God, I would love to live in a place like this. It's fucking beautiful, man. Ah, goddamn bases. Let's go around. Apparently, I just found out too, I'm 22 weeks pregnant. And I'm just great. Okay, so do I go up here now?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Fuck this.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's
He
room,
was a stoner.
except Lewis.
This one? Why is that light on? Nobody's here. Why is this fucking... Okay. Into the stoner's room. Complete with hookah.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That
like,
part of him lived on.
Like pot and... Yeah, definitely a stoner. Oh, they even have the stoner music too. That's fucking great. Kind of dig that poster. Just fucking hippie. PC gamer. Yeah. Dual monitors, nice.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
What am I doing here? How do I...
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
What am I supposed to do?
wander.
Oh, shit. Wow, look at that. Video game character or something. What if I could
asked
chop
him to
fish
describe
and
it.
play
He said he
this at the
started
same
small,
time?
imagining a labyrinth.
Ooh,
He'd feel his way about.
that's kind of weird.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
And that fish.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Can I grab that
He
fish?
took it very
It's,
seriously.
It's weird. I'm moving the guy on the left with my left trigger or left joystick, and then the fish with the right. Oh my
I
god,
had hoped he'd find himself.
fish! Fuck off. It's like I'm trying to watch the left, but also do the.
But he found something more.
Keep going.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Because all I do is cut fucking fish heads
Like
off.
a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even
Okay.
encouraged him.
Let's be ambidextrous.
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, doggy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Fuck yeah.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Hey, video games are awesome,
And
people.
songs for them to play.
Let you escape from your fucking shit route.
He talked about starting a band.
Sorry about that. I had a little coughing fit.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Thank God that's over with. Or not.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
His reality sucks, that's why.
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Beautiful prince or handsome queen. Handsome queen,
handsome
I guess.
queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister servants.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her
Sitar.
electric
Closest to a
sitar.
guitar. Have to go with the sitar.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
I have to fucking keep chopping the fish. God damn it. Get the fuck out of the way.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Okay.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
What the fuck? Okay, man. So this is my logger.
Began to forget the world we know.
Hey, man.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
I had an important job, man. I was a fish chopper motherfucker. God, sure it smells fantastic, too.
He began to despise the
fuckhead.
man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Man, again, this is a weird fucking game. I'm just playing it and waiting for Rage 2 to unlock at 9. Got half an hour to go. So. Again, this is What Remains of Edith Finch on free on the PlayStation Plus store this month. Definitely a very interesting game. I still don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm like, Molly, is that my sister? I'm a faceless prince.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Weird about fat, faceless dudes.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
That's a guillotine, you idiot.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
So, I got really high and created a dream world and got my head chopped off by the fish chopping machine thing.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
So let's see, we have, who's left? We got Eddie, Dawn, and myself, I think. What a fucking weird family. They all seem like daydreamers and bad shit happened to them. Wait, is this that one tower thing on top of the house?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh, so we are in the tower on top of the house, okay. This way?
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Popcorn bubbles. Smashing those things.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
What does it say? To teach and to burn. By Dawn Finch.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Yeah, again, what did happen
Maybe
that
it should have
night?
come sooner.
Keep saying what happened. Edith.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Yeah. No, we're finally gonna see what happened.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
Kind of a hallway to behind
When
you.
my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Where's my present? Is it in the hallway? Fuck. I'm in the...
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Okay. So apparently...
We'll have the
Mom.
nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Mom thinks everybody died because of grandmother stories. Share the Finches by E. Finch. Wait, why didn't I... Oh. Ugh. So I'm supposed to hold the other way on the joystick?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
So now I'm...
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Go
When
back?
the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
I'm supposed to go around this rock?
For a while, I wandered.
How did you...
I started seeing things.
Hey, dear.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Why is all this shit lying around here? Like...
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Mom, you're an asshole.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
And then you got pregnant somehow.
The last Finch left alive.
Okay.
Until I found out about you.
About me? Me who?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
What the
and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
So I just
This
went
is where
through
your
a
story
vagina.
begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Why did I die? What the fuck? So I was researching my family and their past, and then I died from giving birth? I don't... Alright. Well, that was the end to what happened to Edith Finch. It was a very weird, interesting game. Yeah, I got a trophy. Sweet. But, shit. I thought there was a little bit longer. I still got 17 minutes left for, what's it called? Rage 2. So, let's see, we got Rage 2. Got 16 minutes, so I guess I will start the broadcast again once it unlocks. Thanks for watching, guys.